Now, to get rid of that unhappiness that people have, they have to be intelligent, and they have to be willing. They have to be willing to give up, for instance, their anger. Now, you've only got to be willing to give up your anger. You won't be able to give up your anger necessarily immediately because it's so close to the surface. Remember, my anger is myself. And I've been living my anger is myself for years and years. Everybody has. And so when I want to give it up, because it's a part of me, it's not going to be given up that easily, since I've expressed my anger, my guilt, my fears, my doubts, as myself so readily all my life. When I want to give them up, it's not so easy. But because I have inside of me this being of intelligence, this wonderful consciousness, once I'm willing to give it up, that's half the battle. I then start to be detached from my anger more and more. In other words, every time I go to get angry, my intelligence gets there first. And eventually, the anger won't be able to get there first because I'll be there first. And why will I be there first? Not because I'm suppressing my anger, because I must not suppress my anger. I must do this because I know and realize that anger is hurtful to my system. I get all tight when I'm angry, and afterwards I have a conversation with myself, don't I, what I should have said and what I shouldn't said. And that's not peace. That leads to worry. And anger, as I've said, destroys the lives of the people around me. The one that I love, the woman, if I'm a man, or the man that I love if I'm a woman, he's not going to be love me or can't love me while I'm angry. He might endeavour to. But it's a psychic force, and it pushes the people away from you. And they don't want to be there because anger is violence. And it has a terrible effect on the children, who with their young psyches and minds are open to this conditioning. What's the world about? So if dad and mum can get angry like that and shout and scream at each other, then that must be what this world is about. And that's another terrible an impact on the young mind and the young psyche. And so it doesn't do any good at all, anger, except to satisfy myself. And the same with guilt. I can only be guilty about the past. And there's nothing good in the past. Nothing is good in the past. Because if I think about the past, say I'm in a nice, contented state of mind and just walking around, and suddenly someone mentions my mother, who perhaps is dead, and I've done something unkind to in the past. Immediately an emotion of guilt rises in me, from inside, just like anger. And I can't be still anymore. I start to get a feeling of remorse in me. And when someone speaks to me, I can't be natural. I'll be normal and cover up my guilt by my personality, using my personality. But inside my system, I will be unhappy. And then that will subside until someone else pushes another button, emotional button. And then I still won't be what I am, because I'll be responding to my old self.